Hello and welcome to the Tianjin Olympic Stadium in northeast China for this crucial World Cup qualifier between China and Iraq. It's the start of what's sure to be a pivotal 6 hours in Group 1 with the Socceroos taking on Qatar in the early hours of tomorrow morning right here on Fox Sports. And if results go their way, Australia could advance to the final stage of World Cup qualification tonight. So stay with us. You've joined us just in time for the anthems. A huge roar around this stadium from the Chinese fans. It's the last chance saloon for them, you would think. Both teams will still be alive if this match finishes in a draw, but China and Iraq are both desperate for 3 points to turn up the heat on Australia and Qatar. Since these teams played out a 1-1 draw on match day 1, they have come up with just 1 goal in their next 6 games combined. As we take a look at the Chinese team news, and their manager, Vladimir Petrovic, and his offsider, Dukovic, were criticised during the week by their players for making too many changes, but they have responded by making six changes tonight. In come Han Peng, Du Zhenyu, Zhao Zhanbo, Zhao Haibin, Zhu Yanlong and Zhang Yao Kun. An extraordinary 6 changes. Of course, they're missing their talismanic central defender, Li Wei-feng, who picked up his 2nd yellow card of the campaign last week. His presence in the centre of defence is going to be sorely missed. The Iraqi team is a far more settled one. Our referee tonight is from Singapore, Bashir Abdul Malik. The last time a Singaporean referee took charge of China and Iraq here in China, all hell broke loose. There was a red card for the goalkeeper of Iraq after he punched Sun Jihai. It finished 3-0 to China on that night. Here's a look at the Iraqi lineup tonight. Just 1 change. Salih Sadir makes his first start in the campaign. He's played 61 minutes in total as a substitute so far. He comes in for Mahdi Karim and he'll marshal the attacking roles, if you like, in behind Yunus Mahmood, who'll be the lone man up front. Hawa Mullah Mohammed and Ahmad Mohammed, of course, will patrol the wings. Well, former Socceroo Kimon Taliadoros joins me for the call. What are you expecting from this one?
I'm expecting the Iraqi team to really take the game to China. I think they'll be buoyed by the results last week against Australia, and furthermore the performance that turned out in Brisbane the week before, coupled with the fact that, of course, China last week suffered a terrible result, which could mean that Iraq could eliminate them from World Cup qualification with a win tonight.
There's Adnan Hamad, the coach of Iraq, in charge for the 5th time. He says it's Iraq's chance to display the talent that made them champions of Asia just last year. Zheng Ji has been under an injury cloud, the Chinese captain, but he's passed the fitness test and right to take his place in midfield for the hosts. He'll go up against this man, Nashat Akram, the real star for Iraq. Yunus Mahmood, the captain, of course, the Desert Fox, scored the winning goal in last year's Asian Cup final. And Ahmad Mohammed, the scourge of Australia, both at Olympics level and in last week's qualifier with that goal. Some people say was a fluke. And we're underway here in Tianjin. China in their home red strip, attacking the goal to the right of screen. They've met 11 times before, these two. China have won 5. Iraq have won 4, while there have been just 2 draws. And in their 3 previous World Cup qualifiers, it's 1 win apiece and that 1 draw. Hawamullah Mohammed trying to slide one in behind to Yunus Mahmood. Well cut out. Qusay Munir will patrol midfield, clean up the scraps for Iraq. Here's Bassem Abbas, a real cult figure for his bicycle kick-like clearances for Iraq last year at the Asian Cup. Han Peng not doing enough with that touch. Well, China are the home team, of course, but their overall coach, Radomir Dukovic, was saying during the week that Iraq are a superior team, and we may just have to wait for chances on the counter-attack. An interesting statement for the coach of the home team to make. Here's Yunus Mahmood, great skill, great save as well by Song Jian-yu. Terrific early opening for Iraq.
Wonderful skills from Yunus. I think delightful ball through, which he took down beautifully. His first touch was superb, and in fact I think it was the defender who got his foot in there to remove that chance from Yunus. Interesting to hear those comments from the Chinese coach.
Du Zhenyu's ball in. Noor Sabri didn't do enough. Han Peng, was that over the line? Not given. What a moment for China. Chances at both ends. The replays will be interesting. Was that over the line?
Well, China getting a good ball into the box. Rather unorthodox goalkeeping, of course. And I would say it looks to me as if it may well have gone over the line. I guess the score's still 0-0, but the Chinese will be disappointed that they're not 1-0 up.
The debate over goal line technology will rage again. Tough to tell from either of those replays whether the ball got entirely across the line before Hawamullah Mohammed cleared it. But what a chance for Han Peng, and what was the goalkeeper doing in the first place?
Rather unconventional technique from him, of course. I'm sure he could have used his hands there more effectively, but clearly he tried to kick the ball out, well out of the danger zone. But fortunately, Hawamullah was on the line, and terrific coverage from him. You'll see the number 11 beside Bassem, who
I think the assistant on this side of the field may have made a great call there. I don't think the whole ball has crossed the line, but encouraging signs for China and Han Peng, who left this pitch in tears just a week ago when he came on as a sub and couldn't get China back into the game as they lost 1-0 to Qatar here. That penalty from Sebastian Soria. And concern for Iraq with Yunus Mahmood down on match day 1 against China. He lasted just 6 minutes after picking up a hamstring problem. Already had a great chance here in the opening couple of minutes. It would be devastating for Iraq if they lost their captain. Cao Yang and Zheng Ji combining.
Well, I think the Chinese fate lies firmly in Zheng Ji's hands, given his experience and his presence on the pitch. The Chinese will really be looking to him to dominate the middle of the park.
Du Zhenyu again, making a rare start for China tonight. The press and the fans have been calling for Du Zhenyu to start, of course. He's been given his chance tonight, and it was his ball which caused all those problems early on for Noor Sabri. Of course, Du Zhenyu, a player familiar to Australian audiences for his performances against Adelaide United in the AFC Champions League for Changchung Yatai. Gets his 16th cap tonight.
Just going back to the Chinese coach's comments, it's interesting that they took the same view for the game, their first leg at home against Australia, and I'm sure they're still rueing the fact that had they taken a more aggressive approach in that game, they may well have been able to take the 3 points from Australia. So I'm hoping that they give themselves enough credit to take the game to the Iraqis, given they're at home.
Here's an inviting situation. Han Peng winning the free kick. Saada Tia, the young defender, all over his back. Seen that decision given both ways though. Du Zhenyu with that cultured left foot. He's over the ball, along with Zhao Zhanbo. You'd fancy one of them will go direct, although they do have Han Peng to aim for. Certainly been lively, the striker, in the opening stages. What will Noor Sabri do if this one comes direct? It is Zhao Zhanbo. Zheng Ji and Cao Yang not on a wavelength there. Chinese skipper who's been playing with Charlton in England in the Championship last season, one of their most valuable players. There's talk that he could be on the way to Wigan or Fulham. Could be a teammate of Mark Schwarzer before too long. Salih Sadir loses out to Zheng Ji. Zhao Zhanbo. Good physical work by Saada Tia in defence that time. Chance for Iraq on the break. Ahmad Mohammed. Tried to win the corner in the end. Chinese goalkeeper will be wary every time Ahmad Mohammed's on the ball.
Certainly from distance they will be. Interesting, in the first 8.5 minutes, I think Nashad Akram has just had the one touch. So a slow start from him, and that would perhaps explain why it's the Chinese who have the ascendancy, at least in these early stages.
Foul against Xu Ting on Haider Abdulamir. Just a clip of the ankle. Long ball aimed towards Salih Sadir. They don't mind changing their shirts, the Chinese. Cao Yang was in 13 last week in the number 2 jersey tonight, the right back.
Of course, Brenton, anything less than a win for the Chinese tonight means that, of course, they're eliminated from the 2010 World Cup, and I would imagine that would be of great disappointment to them, given the focus on China this year. And their football in particular with the Olympics and their rise through Asia.
They are known as the great underachievers of Asian football, of course. Been to the World Cup just once, back in 2002. Failed to score a goal, failed to earn a point. Iraq in much the same boat. Their only appearance at the World Cup was back in 1986. They did at least manage to score one goal against Belgium. Here's Cao Yang. Trying to get it to Zhao Zhanbo. Iraqi's asking for the ball to be kicked out. Again, it's Yunus Mahmood who's down.
Surely not
had
again.
One trip off on the stretcher. Sorry, Kimmel.
Surely not again. I think Iraq lost him in the first game, if I'm not mistaken, in China in the first 10 minutes. Yeah.
He is going to make way. Mahdi Karim, who was dropped to the bench tonight for Salih Sadir, is going to come on after just 11 minutes. When they lost Yunus Mahmood on match day 1, they lost their way for quite some time. Iraq ended up taking the lead through a Hawa Mullah Mohammed penalty before Zheng Ji replied. But what a loss for Iraq, who really fancy coming here and taking the 3 points away. Goal scoring responsibilities will fall to Emad Mohammed. You'd think he'd go more central now, and Mahdi Karim will go out in the right wing.
Yes, I think that's more likely, and it may well mean that that Iraq just look to find their shape and consolidate somewhat. Although, judging by the way in which they generally play the game, they're quite comfortable with taking their opposition on regardless of the constitution of their team.
Fourth official getting a round of applause for catching that ball. Here's Zhao Zhanbo. Tried to win the corner, got the throw in instead of Hawa Mullah Mohammed. Poor touch from Du Zhenyu. That was a more comfortable take for Noor Sabri. You made the point earlier about Nashad Akram not getting on the ball, Salih Sadir not getting on the ball either. Iraq just can't get a foothold in this game. Again, they lose out in midfield. Du Zhenyu goes down. Theatrically, according to the referee.
And that's just a reminder there to China of exactly what Akram is capable of doing. He almost released Mohammed on the left there, Emad, into what would have been a dangerous situation. So it would seem to me in the early stages that it's Iraq who are relying on the counter, and the Chinese are now starting to build a nice momentum. I think the tempo is suiting them, the fluency is good, and they seem to be playing with some confidence. There's some nice 1 and 2 touch football that they're playing in the middle of the park.
Han Peng won the header again. Xu Ting trying to get on the end of the scraps. Iraq can only clear so far. Zheng Ji tried to bring it down on his chest. Here's Kuzai Munir, asking Mahdi Karim to run into that space. Instead, Hawa Mullah Mohammed can have a little run. Tried to work the 1-2 with Emad Mohammed. After that early threat from Yunus Mahmood, it's been pretty comfortable for Song Zhenyu in goal for China. Haider Abdul-Amir overlapping. His first movement forward from the right back. Inventive ball from Basim Abbas, but again comfortable for the Chinese defence. There were real concerns how China's back four would function without Li Weifeng and, of course, Sun Jihai, who may well have come back into the team tonight, was red carded from the bench last week, so he picked up a suspension as well. How costly that might be. So silly for a man of such experience as well.
Yes, I suspect that may even have longer-term implications for his career with the Chinese team. It's completely unacceptable for that to happen for a senior player, and I just hope that wasn't a result of his frustration and petulance. But I just hope it doesn't prove to cost his team a place in South Africa.
Long way to go for all these teams, of course, in the Asian qualification process. They just want to be in the draw in Kuala Lumpur on the 27th of this month. The top two teams in this group will go through, and we won't know who they are until next week. Hopefully we know Australia is one of them tonight. Zhao Zhanbo. See, there's a fair understanding between himself and Du Zhenyu. The ball just slicing away on him there. That. Here's Radomir Djukovic. I wonder if that early loss of Yunus Mahmoud for Iraq will change his philosophy. He was in the dugout for Ghana, of course, at the World Cup in 2006. 62 years of age. Vladimir Petrovic is the manager in name, but Djukovic really does seem to be calling the shots. Of course, he's in charge of the Chinese Olympic team as well. We'll have the eyes of a nation on them come August. The Beijing Olympics.
Interesting comments during the week by Petrovic, who described the need for youth in the Chinese side after last week's poor result. Many scribes perceived that to mean that the Chinese had given up on the pursuit of qualification for the World Cup and were more focusing on preparation for the Olympics. But judging by the way in which they've come out today, I think there couldn't be anything further from the truth.
The referee played the advantage to China there. Not sure who he's giving the booking to. Might be Zhao Zhanbo who's gone into the book. We'll wait for clarification on that one. Du Zhenyu has come across to take the corner. It was Basim Abbas who picked up the yellow card for the foul on Zhao Zhanbo. Du Zhenyu's delivery comes back his way. Chance to swing it in again. Cut out by Abbas. Bassem Abbas will have to be careful if he wants to dive in on Du Zhenyu. Did enough in company with Hawa Mullah Mohammed. Ahmad Mohammed reading the back header. Well played though by China. You mentioned that investment in youth that Petrovic made last week. Well, he's certainly gone for more experience tonight. Gao Lin, the young striker, he's back on the bench. Han Peng, the more experienced striker, back in tonight. Hao Jun Min, who patrolled the right flank, he has to be content with a spot on the bench as well. So perhaps admitting that that backfired a little for them last week. It was Dukovic as well during the week, who raised a smile when he walked past a few of the Chinese players and overheard them talking about the permutations that exist on how China could still get through this group. And they really do have to win tonight, and then you'd think they'd have to come and get the 3 points in Sydney as well. Here's Cao Yang. Crowd got excited, but Noor Sabri had it under control.
I think Cao Yang is certainly making some progress down the Chinese right-hand side. Bassem now has picked up the yellow card, and as you mentioned, Brenton, will be
Hawa Mullah Mohammed and Ahmad Mohammed combined.
Certainly be on his best behaviour now. Another yellow card would of course see him exit the field and allow Cao to continue to maraud down that right hand side.
So Iraq have their first corner midway through the first half here in Tianjin. Salih Sadir has come across to deliver. Near post. Plenty of red shirts there. Chinese wall from a corner. Sun Jiang again at that near post. Getting a real workout here from Salih Sadir. Good confident take from Song Zhenyu. Bassem Abbas always does things a little bit differently. Flicked that one into midfield aimlessly. Zhang Yao Kun prepared to stand on the ball for a while. Sun Jiang rolls it to Zhu Ting. China trying to string a few passes together. Zheng Ji takes off. Bassem Abbas read the danger and timed his challenge to perfection. Good strong work from Kuzai Munir. Here's Mahdi Karim, the substitute. Maintains possession, has Ahmad Mohammed in the middle. Cao Yang lends assistance. What do you make of the strike? How would you define Ahmad Mohammed's goal against Mark Schwarzer last week? A fluke, or did he mean it?
Well, I guess it all depends on the definition of a fluke. If he could do that again at the remainder of his career, then I guess it wouldn't be a fluke. But I'd be very surprised if he could do that. But regardless of that, I don't think we could eliminate the possibility that that was clearly all he had in mind and executed it to perfection. Nevertheless, I haven't heard Mark Schwartz's comments on the goal. What were his, Brenton?
I think he thought it was a lucky strike, although I'm sure he's happy to put it behind him. It was pretty much a mirror image of David Seaman at the 2002 World Cup with that free kick from Ronaldinho. David Seaman tried to put it behind him as quickly as possible, although rival fans of Arsenal didn't let him forget about it in the following Premier League season. So
yes. Although if Ahmad Mohamed goes on to have a career as stellar as Ronaldinho, then I think we'll all concede that in fact it was a sheer brilliance at the time.
Good ball in too, towards Ahmad Mohamed. Song Zhenyu has had a very good start to this game. Too much on it for Han Peng. Thump long towards Ahmad Mohamed. Zhengji has Du Zhenyu on the left, ignores him. Here's Xiao Zhanbo. Just stands it up, Noor Sabri comes. Comfortable take in the end.
There's Xiao Zhanbo's first touch there on the right wing let him down. If he could have got the ball out from under his feet and get that cross in from a more dangerous position, it certainly would have been far more effective for China.
Of course, Iraq's final game in this group will be at home, if you like, in neutral Dubai next week against Qatar. And they'd like to have their fate in their own hands as well. So much hinges on that match tonight between the Socceroos and Qatar in Doha, the heat of Doha. All coming up live on Fox Sports, of course. Coverage from 1:30 in the morning, kick-off at 2. Xiao Zhanbo and Bassem Abbas are having a good tussle out here, aren't they?
Certainly are. Bassem certainly is a colourful player in all aspects of his game, be it on the ball or off the ball. Terrifically entertaining chap, and a pretty charismatic sort of character in the Iraqi camp, from what I can understand.
Veteran of 55 caps at the age of 25. There's one of his trademark clearances. Plays his club football in Qatar, like so many in this starting 11. Plenty of cash on offer in the Q League. Nashad Akram with his first turn away from Chinese markers. Looked like Ahmad Mohamed tried to take that down with the hand. Thought better of it, because may well have picked up a yellow card for deliberate handball, but he knew it was the only way he was going to get through on goal. Inventive ball to Hawa Mullah Mohammed from Nashad Akram. Here's Kuzai Munir. Akram just ghosting across. Here he is again, the number 5. Final ball wasn't on, but becoming more influential as the half goes on. Here's his midfield partner, Kuzai Munir, giving it away. Zhu Ting gets on the end of it. Urged on by the Tianjin public. And a back pass given here. Well, what an opportunity for China now. Noor Sabri's not convinced it was a back pass. What do you make of it?
Wasn't clear. The referee must have obviously had a good view of that one, not to have any doubt to give a free kick in such a position. And well spotted indeed.
Was he trying to pass that to Ali Rahima though?
Well, interestingly enough, none of the Chinese appealed. So I think everyone was caught out on that one.
How are they going to manufacture a shot from here? You don't practice these sort of set-piece opportunities too often on the training ground. Zheng Ji looks like he has a master plan. And the wall is back to 10 yards, and they're just 3 yards from goal. Can't go direct, Zheng Ji. Looks like he'll just lay it off. Surely that man has got to back off. He comes, and it's gone in. China have the lead. It's Zhao Haibin. What a moment in Group 1. The Chinese faithful have been rewarded on 33 minutes here.
Wonderful strike. Everyone in the pitch knew exactly what was going to happen, and yet he still hit it perfectly into the side netting. Exquisite strike.
And the man who tried to charge him down, may well have picked up a yellow card, and we may well have seen that free kick retaken. Fortunately, the referee didn't blow the whistle early, and China do have the lead. After that ball was cleared off the line so early in this game by Hawa Mullah Mohammed from Han Peng. China thought they'd taken the lead then. Now they have. And Zhao Haibin does the damage. Iraq will talk about that back pass for quite some time.
Well, this is the perfect start for China. The crowd are now involved in the game. They're leading 1-0.
Here's shooting. Plenty of shirts to aim at in the middle too. Iraq are under the pump now. Just wonder how the travel factor may have affected Iraq. They were in Brisbane 2 weeks ago, then back in Dubai last weekend, then all the way back to China for this one. Noor Sabri just thinking, why didn't I just pump the ball downfield rather than pick it up? Noor Sabri comes and punches. as he's prone to do. Du Zhenyu. Another great chance for China. They're enjoying this one. Smiles all round.
Fantastic. It's good to see China playing this brand of football. This is what they're capable of doing. Given the opportunity to express themselves, they're doing so against a very good side in Iraq. It's tremendous. They're continuing to build the pressure, on Iraq, build the momentum of their attacks, constructing well.
Zhao Zhanbo finds Han Peng. The assistant referee saw it in his favour. Sada Tia just over physical. Zhao Zhanbo restored to the starting lineup tonight. He's been influential in this first half. His delivery headed clear. Du Zhenyu may have been offside before he committed the foul. The referee just asking the physio or the doctor to come across and attend to Du Zhenyu, who still won't get off the pitch. Now the referee wants the free kick to be retaken. Little lull in proceedings after that spirited burst from China, which saw them take the lead. Crowd always enjoy that. Nashad Akram's first time ball towards Hawa Mullah Mohammed. Nice touch. Well scrambled, clear by China. Kuzai Mania. An ambitious try.
Interestingly, just leading up to that Chinese goal, it was here we see the strike again. Just a marvelous strike. Unstoppable. A keeper unsighted from that sort of distance. There's no stopping those shots if they're on target, and they can get a shot clean away without being charged down by the wall.
And Zhao Haibin, the goal scorer, is one of those who's also part of the Olympic team. That's his third goal for his country. It's a chance. Hawa Mullah Mohammed just had to stop his run. Salih Sadir probably could have delivered that pass just in behind the back four. Han Peng tracks it down and finds Xu Ting. Still Xu Ting. Good challenge. Zhao Haibin, the confidence is high after that strike from the indirect free kick. After Iraq were penalised for the back pass. How often would you work on a set piece variation from that sort of range on the training ground? Never?
I would have thought never.
So you just adjust the one that you'd work on from outside the box?
Quite possibly. Although I think it just would have been a decision as to who was going to have that strike. I don't think there are too many other options with that close to goal. As I said, provided it can be executed effectively, there's very little you can do to stop those.
Here's Salih Sadir. Time to pick a pass, and he did it beautifully.
Yeah.
Iraq are back on level terms. Ahmad Mohammed, 2 goals in 2 weeks for the Iraqi striker.
Absolutely clinical finish. Once again, Iraq spreading the ball out to the left. This time it was Sadir with the cross, and of course Ahmad Mohammed, who's making a habit of scoring spectacular goals, executed once again. Superb technique, waited for the ball and headed it back in the direction from which it came, leaving the goalkeeper little opportunity.
His 23rd goal for his country, Ahmad Mohammed. Confidence sky high after that strike against Australia last week. And China, after pretty much dominating this first half, are level as we approach half-time. They just gave Salih Sadir way too much time on the ball, out on the flank as well. He had time to pick his spot. And what about the delivery as well?
It's usually Hawa Mullah who's out there on the left, but on this occasion Sadir made his way forward, and once again
Zhao Zhanbo trying to find China's aerial threat.
It's the quality of the crosses that count. I think we all saw last week with Australia and Iraq too that Australia got in a number of crosses, most of which were totally ineffectual. But on this occasion he got behind the defence and then picked out a man and put it right on his head for a very good finish. Superb play by Iraq, just superb.
Nice turn from Du Zhenyu. Shooting turns. Wasn't really the option. Cao Yang can come again though. No free kick. Bassem Abbas slicing the clearance. Salih Sadir again. Finds Nashad Akram. Hyder Abdul Amir setting off. In fact, it was Mahdi Karim down that right flank. Hawa Mullah Mohammed. Pretty casual from Du Zhenyu at the back. But they're losing out more and more in midfield now, China. Nashad Akram trying to find Hawa Mullah Mohammed, who wants the ball played to feet. Wearing the captain's armband now after Yunus Mahmood went off injured early on. Zhao Zhanbo. Du Zhenyu was free in the middle if he could have found it. Zhao Zhanbo just clips it in this time. Tough for Han Ping to manufacture anything from that ball. Foul against Iraq's goal scorer, Ahmad Mohammed, who actually plays his club football with Sepahan, who this week parted company with Jorvan Vieira, their coach, after just 4 months in charge. Of course, Vieira was the magician who guided Iraq to Asian Cup success last year, was dubbed a miracle worker. Obviously, he wasn't able to take those skills to Sepahan.
with just a minute and a half to half time, I think both coaches would be quite satisfied, albeit Petrovic and Djukovic might be disappointed that they've lost the initiative given their bold start to the game. But I think the Iraq game plan is proceeding nicely. I think they'll back themselves to be able to score against this Chinese side to win this game. With 45 minutes to go after this, as you said, Brent, it'll be very interesting to see how strong, fit and ready those Iraqi legs are to keep going.
Thought we were going to see the bicycle kick clearance from Bassem Abbas. Instead, he drives it straight into Zhao Zhanbo, his mate. They've had a real tussle in this first half. Or Sabri won't be handling this one. Not least because it was outside his box. And China get one last ball into the box before half-time. Zheng Ji keeps it in. Nashad Akram too much on that touch. It was a casual one and he got away with it. Well, it finished at 1-1 at full time on match day one between these two teams, and it's 1-1 at half-time here between China and Iraq. China took the lead through Zhao Haibin after Noor Sabri was adjudged to have taken a back pass, and then Ahmad Mohammed with a textbook header got Iraq back on level terms. Plenty to think about at half-time, but at half-time here in Tianjin, it's China 1, Iraq 1. Welcome back to the Tianjin Olympic Stadium. And at half-time, it's China 1, Iraq 1. These two teams have finally managed to find the net in Group 1. They had just one goal between them in their previous 6 games combined. China took the lead before Iraq came up with an equaliser through Ahmad Mohammed, the man who scored that wonder goal against Australia last week. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. And it nearly started so well for Iraq and their captain in just the second minute, Yunus Mahmoud. Wonderful trickery and probably should have done better.
Yeah, although I think it was the defender who interceded there at the very last moment. But delightful skills, you'll see here. Just dinked it over the defender.
Xu Yanlong may have got a foot in. Du Zhenyu included in the starting lineup tonight. His ball caused all sorts of problems just a minute later. Han Peng thought his shot had gone across the line. Hawa Mullah Mohammed was back there to clear the danger. We're still not sure whether it crossed the line.
No, and this was immediately after the Iraqi chance, of course. So we had a couple of minutes of real anxiety and excitement, not the least of which was the goalkeeping attempted clearance there.
Noor Sabri, who does like to punch, not sure why he went with the foot on that occasion. It'll spark the debate over goal line technology, particularly in China, if they don't go on to get the 3 points tonight. You'd think that Iraq were always going to come. Little half chance there as the ball was flicked through to Ahmad Mohammed from Salih Sadir, who started to come into the game as the first half wound on. But here was the moment they'll be talking about for a while. Was it a back pass to Noor Sabri? The Singaporean official thought it was.
Well, I think, interestingly enough, he was the only person in the stadium who thought that was a back pass, until we saw the replay, of course. But no reaction from the Chinese attacker there, as you can see. And then complete surprise that the kick was awarded, and there it was executed perfectly.
Zheng Ji just rolled it to Zhao Haibin, who had the side netting to aim at, and he hit it beautifully. Noor Sabri, not sure why he was jumping behind the wall. You'd think that's why the wall is there. He does do things a little bit unorthodox at times, and Du Zhenyu on the follow-up. He's been brilliant tonight, the Changchung Yatai left-sided midfielder. And he nearly made it 2-0, and how they could have done with a 2-0 cushion, because Salih Sadir was allowed far too much time out here on the flank, looked up, saw Ahmad Mohammed, picked his pass, and the marking was pretty woeful, but the finish was just perfect.
It was poor marking on two accounts. First, Sadir to allow him that much space, and then secondly, the three Chinese players allowing Ahmad Mohammed to effectively get an unchallenged header inside the box on goal.
Forced into a central striking role, Ahmad Mohammed, after Yunus Mahmoud went off injured so early. Yunus Mahmoud would have buried that header, but so too did Ahmad Mohammed. As we take a look at the first half statistics, possession in favour of China, as is the time in the opposition half. There have been 5 corners in the game, all the offsides against the visitors, 11 fouls, and the one man in the book so far is Bassem Abbas. The attack stats, or total shots, 2-1 in favour of China. Balls into the penalty area in their favour as well. The on-target shots, they're even though, 3 apiece, while the Chinese keeper, Zheng Yu, has been forced to make one save from Yunus Mahmoud. Of course, you're all hanging around for this one. Huge game for the Socceroos against Qatar in Doha, coming up at 1:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fox Sports 3. Live coverage, Andy and the gang in the studio, Simon Hill and Robbie Slater with the call from 2 o'clock. Be sure to stay up for that one. Well, we'll be back after the break in Tianjin, where it's China 1, Iraq 1. Welcome back to the Tianjin Olympic Stadium in northeast China for the start of match day 5, of course, at half-time here. It's China 1, Iraq 1. Zhao Haibin gave the host the lead on 34 minutes with an indirect free kick after a back pass was punished. But Ahmad Mohammed, with his second goal in the space of a week, replied for Iraq. So it's all to play for in the second half. Both teams desperate for 3 points. Of course, China are bottom of the group. Iraq are in third place. Australia and Qatar go around later tonight on 7 points. Iraq are on 4. China are on 3. So they really need a win and all 3 points tonight to close the gap, and then wait and see what Australia and Qatar deal up before it all goes down to match day 6 to see which 2 teams will go through to the next stage of Asian World Cup qualifying. The 2 managers have had the chance to talk to their teams. What do you think the main message would have been from the rival respective camps?
Well, I certainly think Petrovic and Djokovic would be instinctively saying to their players to continue to play the steady, controlled game that they've been playing, to continue to increase the pressure on Iraq and knock the ball around. They've been doing particularly well when they've been keeping the ball on the ground and keeping possession, and been penetrating the Iraqi midfield when they've slowed the tempo. On the other hand, the Iraqi coach, I think, would be quite satisfied. I think Adnan Hamad would back his players to be able to score another goal, and I think he would feel that at some point Nashad Akram is going to find his way into this game and create the goal-scoring opportunities that they need.
Looks like China are preparing their first substitution. Feng Xiaoting, the defender, looks like he may be about to come on. And we wait to see who's making way. It's Cao Yang, the right back. So Feng Xiaoting, the man who is definitely not on Archie Thompson's Christmas card list. Of course, he ended Archie's day in Kunming inside 10 minutes after a shocking lunge on the Melbourne Victory striker. Lucky not to be red carded for that challenge. but he's missed the last two qualifiers with injury as well. But he'll slide into the centre of defence for China. Just 22 years of age. So the second half is underway. Iraq in their white strip, attacking the goal to the right of screen. And one in midfield by China's goal scorer, Zhao Haibin. Han Peng. Zheng Ji. The pass is sticking at the start of the first half. Han Peng comes. Good header from Ali Rahima. First time try from Zhao Haibin. Here's Sun Jiang, first Chinese player ever to play in the European Champions League for PSV Eindhoven. Zheng Ji, who's played in the Premier League with Charlton, and Noor Sabri just had the heart in the mouth along with all Iraqi fans for a moment there as it flighted to the back post.
Using both hands on that occasion to take the ball safely and dispatching it upfield to his central striker.
Here's an opening for China. Slack marking again, but they couldn't capitalise, the hosts. Here's the substitute, Fung Xiaoting. Nice ball as well. Iraq concede the corner. Saad Atia wanted the foul against Du Zhenyu. Pretty good decision. It was a good battle for the ball. Zhao Zhanbo to deliver the corner. And too much on it. Looking for Han Peng at the back post. And the long trip across for the man who marshals the right-hand side for China. Bassem Abbas, the only player to pick up a booking in the first half. There are 11 or 12 players out there now who are just one yellow card away from missing match day 6. Iraq at home to Qatar, China on the road in Sydney. Nashad Akram, lovely ball, good flick as well, and Fung Xiaoting came up with a critical block. Good work from the goalkeeper as well, Song Zhenyu. And China a chance on the counter. Du Zhenyu again. End-to-end stuff at the start of the second half.
Yes, and Nashad Akram making his presence felt there. Look at that ball. Delightfully weighted. Beautiful first touch. And the strike was on target, but as you said, a fantastic save by the substitute, Feng Xiaoting.
Saad Atia, again, a physical presence from the Iraqi centre half. Shu Ting went down. Noor Sabri was given his international debut at the age of 16 by Adnan Hamad. That was the coach's first spell in charge. He's been back 4 times since. A reliable caretaker to call upon when things don't go right with international coaches. Here's Nashat Akram. Zhao Haibin just picked his pocket. Sally Sadir, nice turn. Bassem Abbas has gone forward. Here's Sally Sadir. Akram tried to play the 1-2.
Wasn't quite able to find the return pass there for Sadir. Good enterprise by the Iraqis. Good work from them. I think they're quite comfortable in this game. Across the back line, they're very strong, defending well to the last man. I think the central defenders would be feeling quite comfortable with the marking of both strikers, Zhu Ting as well as Zheng Ji when he goes forward, along with Han Peng, who's working hard enough, but all his work is in front of the defenders, and I think they're quite comfortable as long as he's facing away from goal and not getting in behind them.
Cheap turnover from Zhao Haibin. There's Ahmad Mohammed coming back from an offside position. Feng Xiaoting just rolling that one to Zhu Ting. Referee plays the advantage. That was agricultural from Zhao Zhenbo. Feng Xiaoting again having to dig his country out of trouble. This time it was Du Zhenyu coming back from an offside position. We have seen some interesting touches tonight and decision making from some players. Zhao Zhenbo with one to rival Noor Sabri from earlier in the game.
I think we're just coming to appreciate the delights and the diversity of Asian football and playing through the AFC. I think
Sally Sadir finds Ahmad Mohammed. Again, the return ball is cut out by China. Hawar Mullah Mohammed, early ball. Song Zhenyu off his line. Getting back to your point, I think everyone's enjoying the contrasting styles, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think with the Iraqis, isn't it just fantastic to see their in midfield and attack, just to see the irreverent brand of football, and dare I say even at the back. There you go, little nutmeg in the middle of the park. The sorts of skills we've come to appreciate from our South American friends. The Iraqis are equally enthusiastic about entertaining the fans. This man in particular, always out to entertain and remarkably effective at the same time.
Sun Xiang went to ground. Just the smallest of touches got China out of trouble there. You mentioned Bassem Abbas likes to entertain. He is known as the Roberto Carlos of Iraqi football. There's a left back who didn't mind getting forward and turning it on for the crowds. Zhu Ting in behind. Just wouldn't quite fall for Zheng Ji. But there are anxious moments for both sets of defenders when either team goes forward at the moment.
Yes, that's right, and that's one of the few occasions that the Chinese have actually got in behind the Iraqi defence, and the crosses come from the byline. Just unfortunately didn't find its way to a red shirt on that occasion.
Du Zhenyu Loses out to the three Iraqis who converged on him. Hyder Abdul Amir. Akram just tried to touch it to Salih Sadir. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Qusay Munir invites Bassem Abbas to join the attack. Fung Xiaoting, huge presence now, the substitute. Akram, can he pick a pass? He's trying to find Hawa Mullah Muhammad the second time around. His teammate got in the way. So they keep giving the ball away to Nashat Akram in that situation, though. He's going to make them pay eventually. He's a footballer we've all grown to admire. We've watched so many Iraqi games on Fox Sports over the past year. Here's Qusay Munir. Fung Xiaoting's clearance. Nearly let Salih Sadir in. Du Zhenyu just rolls it to Zheng Ji. Sadly, the pass from his captain didn't come to his favoured left foot.
The Chinese need to find their rhythm again. It's been some time since they've knocked 3 or 4 consecutive passes together and been able to control the tempo. I feel it's the Iraqis now who are gaining the ascendancy and starting to impose themselves. China very much need to work their way back into the game, control the possession for a little while, build the confidence.
There's a nice turn from Zhu Ting.
And once again, one of the rare occasions that the Chinese player has actually turned his defender. Lovely technique.
Ali Rahima made it easy on the referee there. Quite content to give away the free kick. Sun Jiang with a rare cross on the right foot. And out off Bassem Abbas for the corner. Thumped in by Zhu Yunlong. Really caught hold of it, and Noor Sabri applauded Bassem Abbas for dealing with the danger. It looked like it may have been swinging wide, though. Does have a few goals to his credit at international level. Zhu Yunlong, 7 of them. Not a bad strike rate for a centre half. Du Zhenyu's delivery. Zheng Ji heads it wide. He came up with a header on match day 1 against Iraq from a corner from the same side. Hawa Mullah Muhammad, we haven't seen him on the ball much in the second half. Salih Sadir to Akram. Tried to take it in his stride. Here's Akram again. Time to pick his pass. Xiao Zhanbo tracked back well. Du Zhenyu, lovely pass.
Fine tackle.
Hawa Mullah Muhammad has been talking to Ahmed Mohammed during the week.
Perhaps even having a chuckle to himself, if he can spare himself that indulgence at this point of the game. I'm sure it was a point of great discussion amongst the Iraqis during the week, and in fact there probably would have even been competitions for him and others to repeat that.
Of course, on match day 1, he came up with a cheeky chip at the goalkeeper, but that was from the penalty spot. Gave Iraq the lead. Certainly was a gutsy ploy when you chip the goalkeeper. You don't want to see it go over the crossbar. Here he is clashing heads with Han Peng. Easy to see who came off worse for wear there.
Well, with half an hour to go, it seems to me that the pendulum is swung. And here we see once again that fine goal to open the scoring for China. Zhu Harbin. And the reply from Ahmed Mohammed. Great jubilation on the bench. And here we are still at 1-1 with half an hour to go. But I feel that the Iraqi team are starting to dominate this game. I feel that they're composed, and they would feel very confident of containing the Chinese for the remainder of the match. And moreover, being confident enough to be able to create some goal-scoring opportunities. It'll take some real character from the Chinese and perhaps some creative thinking from the coach to try and disrupt the Iraqi momentum at this point.
The Chinese wingers won't have any problems working out where to deliver the ball to. Han Peng swathed in bandages. Du Zhenyu looks across to the bench. Is he about to make way for China? Little shake of the head. He's none too happy. But Lu Jian has made his way onto the pitch for Du Zhenyu. A few murmurs around the crowd as well. Chang Chung Yatai Man has been highly influential. But Radomir Djukovic, in company with Vladimir Petrovic, have decided that Lu Jian's the man they need. It was a great run too by Zhang Yaokun, who moved out to right back after the arrival of Feng Xiaoting, just getting him behind for the first time. Lu Jian, another member of the Olympic team, is 23 years of age. Heavy touch from Salih Sadir, pounced upon. There's Lu Jian's first touch. There's Mahdi Karim. Has scored against China before in an Asian Cup qualifier. Offside flag stayed down. Xu Ting couldn't reel it in. There's a good atmosphere around this Tianjin Olympic Stadium, which hosted that epic quarter-final between the Matildas and Brazil last year, which Brazil won 3-2. Chinese fans just waiting to explode. Zheng Ji is the man to aim for. Here he is, the captain. Zhang Yaokun. Han Peng out-jumped by Haider Abdulamir. Sun Jiang. Mahdi Karim doing the hassling. Zhengzhi. Sure he'd prefer to be crossing with his right foot, but tried to find Zhu Ting.
Much better by the Chinese, lifting the intensity, controlling the possession. Once again, their crosses are coming from beyond the box, not really troubling the Iraqi defence, much the same as Australia tried last week with little effect. I suspect the Chinese will need to get to the byline a little bit more and get those crosses coming from deeper.
Zhengzhi, determined work, cut out in the end though, and here's a chance for Nashat Akram. Finds Sally Sadir, straight back to Akram. Danger times. He's a classy player, Nashat Akram, and he's given Iraq the lead. They're 2-1 up and on their way to a crucial 3 points.
Wonderful play by Iraq once again on the counter-attack. Nashat Akram, the creator and the finisher on this occasion, but didn't he take that beautifully? Composure, he picked his spot, and that ball was always going in.
The man who was sent off on match day 1 for 2 pretty soft yellow cards against China, saw him suspended, but here he is with the ultimate redemption.
And Sadir again combining on this occasion. And here it just turns inside the substitute there and across to the goalkeeper's right. Fantastic goal. This Iraqi side is very impressive. I think they're growing in momentum, and I think they'll fancy themselves to progress. If they can hold out for the remainder of this match, they'll be very confident going into next week's game against Qatar, regardless of tonight's result with Australia.
Sally Sadir is making way. He receives the compliments of his teammates. His first start tonight in this campaign, and he's provided the last pass for both goals for Iraq. Haitham Kadim, who's more of a holding midfielder, predictably comes on now that China have taken the lead. Nashat Akram with his 10th goal for his country in his 71st appearance. Iraq have come from behind here against China. They were underdogs tonight, according to the bookies. Iraq, despite impressive performances both away and at home against Australia. But it shows their resilience. The resilience we saw last year at the Asian Cup when they lifted that trophy. To come from behind here, away from home, to keep their campaign alive, their hopes alive, of going to the World Cup for the first time since 1986. China have to go for broke for now. Shooting at the back post, hand ping. Well, nothing's going right for the Chinese striker. Again, it's deemed not to have gone across the line for the second time in the match. Shooting an intelligent header. This time it's Sada Tir on the line, doing what Hawa Mullah Muhammad did in the first half.
Fantastic defending by Iraq. Right on the last line. We mentioned a little bit earlier that across the back line, in particular in the centre of defence, they're very strong and quite comfortable with the progress of this particular match. But that's the second occasion that the ball's been cleared off the line. And we talked about flukes a little bit earlier in the game. I don't think that's the case. The Iraqis certainly understand that at times it's important to have people on the line, possibly even more so with Nur Hassan in goals. But once again, this one was cleared well in advance of the line.
We saw Noor Sabri was about to get back to his feet there, but he does have a penchant for staying down, the Iraqi keeper. But what about this finish from Nashat Akram? His favourite player, you won't be surprised to hear, is another man who used to wear the number 5 on a white shirt, Zinedine Zidane. at Real Madrid. He got his chance to play against Real Madrid last month. Nashat Akram, who was invited to play for the Saudi Arabian team, Al Nassr. He scored a goal, came up with an assist in a 4-1 victory over the newly crowned Spanish champions. And the only regret for Nashat Akram is that Zinedine Zidane wasn't on the pitch on that occasion. Long since retired, of course, the French legend. Akram just pulled out of that challenge. Perhaps remembering match day one, it was in a similar part of the pitch where he saw his second yellow card and a red. But this guy, he's got to go to Europe, doesn't he? There's been talk of him going to the Premier League with Manchester City. He's just got to get on his bike and get over there. He's playing in Qatar at the moment, but he's quality.
He's top draw, and I think it was only the fact that, as I understand it, Iraq were ranked below 70 in the world that prevented him actually moving to the Premier League in Manchester City under Sven-Göran Eriksson, due to some of the rules prevailing, whereby only countries with players in the top 70 would qualify for working permits, which would allow them to play football in the UK.
Han Peng, North Sabri, what a terrific save. When's he going to get on the score sheet tonight, Han Peng? Two cleared off the line, and now the goalkeeper with a terrific save. And that one will go out for a goal kick. Oh no, another corner for Zhao Zhanbo. China have reacted well since falling behind here. Could easily be level again. Sun Jiang back into the mixer. Good defensive header. Back to Noor Sabri. That's by far his best moment of the night, that save from Han Peng's header. And this is what Pim Verbeek was talking about a couple of weeks ago. Iraqi players will take the opportunity to go down if the result is in their favour, and this time it's Saad Atir who's down and Bassem Abbas providing the fan.
Well up, Han Peng on that occasion. It was a cross from quite deep. I'm not sure it was really a great goal-scoring opportunity, but he rose well and did direct the header nicely. Difficult to score from those, certainly with the ball being floated as it was. Let's hope he's able to recover from his injury there to continue in this game.
It was Nashat Akram who fell on Saad Atir. Has stayed down for a long time, although that freshen up from the human air conditioner Bassem Abbas would have helped things. So a good spell enjoyed by China, but that momentum has just been sapped by that pause in play. Zhao Zhanbo is making way. And Hao Junmin, who was full of energy last week, will now come on. The goal kick will be retaken. The youngster who plays for the local club, Tianjin Tater, hears it from the fans. Tianjin Tater actually a sister club of the Melbourne Victory. They play the Lord Mayor's Cup every year. Like the Lord Mayor of Melbourne was in Tianjin just 10 days ago, although he was spruiking the gospel of AFL and not football. Hao Junmin's first touch. The crowd will let you know when he's on the ball. Kuzaimanir with one too many turns. Marty Karim now. So 15 minutes plus stoppage time for China to at least find an equaliser. That'll keep them alive for a few hours at least.
Well, barely alive, really. I think China need to construct 2 goals here. It'd be interesting to see what the coach does here. He's brought on the youngster, the local guy, the 21-year-old Jiting. So it'd be very interesting to my apologies. Hoping for some youthful exuberance to drive this Chinese team forward. Han Peng is continuing his workmanlike performance. He's a worthy target man up front, but he really does need some decent service to be able to crack this Iraqi defence.
High boot from Sun Jiang, or the tug on the shirt, take your pick. Haider Abdul Amir towards Ahmad Mohammed. Here's Zheng Ji, been criticised in the local press for not doing enough in recent weeks, the captain. Zhu Ting, nice turn. Well read by Nashad Akram. Hawa Mullah Mohammed, that pass wasn't on. He really hasn't found his rhythm in the second half, the number 11. Sun Jiang will again look for Han Peng. Fung Xiaoting's clearance. The substitute at the back had a pretty good start to the second half, but Nashad Akram really did run rings around him for that go-ahead goal for Iraq. Iraq really taking the sting out of the game at every opportunity. Nashad Akram wins a corner off Sun Jiang.
Interestingly enough, if the score remains at 2-1 to Iraq and Australia beat Qatar later today, Iraq actually go up into second spot ahead of their final game against Qatar, which would mean a draw against Qatar would be sufficient to take them through.
Qatar do have a good record against Iraq. It'll be all to play for next week in Dubai. Here's Hawa Mullah Mohammed. Another chance for Iraq to kill them off. Back off the crossbar. What an opportunity. He's hit the crossbar from 3 yards out. Will that miss come back to haunt Iraq?
Well, it's quite evident what he was trying to do. He was trying to hit it into the roof of the net. He didn't miss-hit it. He just didn't direct it quite well enough.
Marty Karim, the wasteful party. Nashad Akram turning on the tricks now. Pinball stuff eventually breaks for Zheng Ji. Here's Zhao Haibin. Seems so long now since he gave China the lead. Bin breaks for Han Peng. Sun Jiang. Ideally, he'd be hugging the touchline.
Hugging the touchline and taking the defenders on. There really isn't any point in him knocking those balls in there to midfield. It's too difficult for his side to retain possession there and build on that.
He's had a little taste of European football, Sun Jiang, with PSV Eindhoven. He won't get back there again if he's not going to be adventurous as a left back, and he's got to try and get forward there.
Once again, he knocked the cross in from way outside the box. We'd like to see him take on that defender, or at least draw the defender and knock the ball into space on the ground, rather than knock those speculative balls in which, as I mentioned earlier, Australia tried for at least 45 minutes last week without any effective outcomes.
And it was China against Qatar as well, with similar balls all of last week, just headed clear monotonously by Abdullah Koni. He'll be a real presence to watch later on tonight for Qatar in the centre of defence against Australia. That's a better ball from Sun Jiang. Falls for Han Peng. Could have found some unmarked teammates. He went his own, as every striker inevitably does, but it was a poor finish in the end.
First touch didn't quite get out in front of him, and consequently the ball was under him when he tried to hit it, and of course he didn't quite strike it well enough either, so he'd be extremely disappointed. He's toiled manfully and has been an inspiration for his Chinese teammates, but on that occasion his first touch didn't quite allow him to execute the ball as he would like to have.
I'm sure he's more of an aerial threat than he is with the ball at feet. He's already had 2 headers cleared off the line and another one tipped around the post by Noor Sabri. There he is tracking back. You can't miss him now with the bandages. Here's Ahmad Mohamed. It was a classy first touch, but well read by the veteran defender, Zhu Yanlong. Song Zhenyu did enough. Here's Hao Junmin. Sun Jiang rolls it to his captain. Ball to feet is on. Han Peng just didn't react quickly enough. Classy work from Akram, combining with Kuzai Munir. Win the ball back for Iraq. Hear the cry of frustration from Ahmad Mohamed, wondering why the free kick went against him. Shooting. Hao Junmin. Now to Zhang Yaokun. Han Peng climbs again.
Han Peng once again proving a worthy target. Rose well and headed the ball nicely. Well marked once again by the Iraqis. Didn't give him much space to find the net on that occasion.
The last 2 times Han Peng has scored for his country, he's made it doubles against Uzbekistan and Malaysia. He could easily have a double tonight, if not a hat-trick. But he certainly enjoyed the balls coming in from deeper positions rather than from around this sort of position from Sun Jiang. Here's Zhao Bin. Zhang Yaokun overlapping. Here's Hao Junmin. Well defended by Iraq. Here's Sun Jiang again. Abbas's clearance found a teammate. Sure, Iraq would like to kill this game off on the break. Hawa Mullah Mohammed waiting for that opportunity, caught offside that time. He's not convinced.
And that was actually the first occasion this half that China have had the overlapping right back getting past Basim. Although in the end making a dummy run, it's the first time it actually created some anxiety down the right-hand side for the Iraqi side.
The referee letting the Chinese players know that he's adding all this time on as Mohammed Karim prepares to come on. No surprise that he's a defender. On for the attacking Hawa Mullah Mohammed as Iraq look to hold on to this 2-1 lead and take a precious 3 points back home or back to Dubai. China threatening. Han Peng comes again. Followed through on Ali Rahima. He was in tears at the end last week, Han Peng. And he'll be shedding a few more in around about 10 minutes' time, because China's World Cup qualifying campaign is just about over. In June of 2008. Two years before South Africa 2010 even begins.
Yes, I think he has little option but to look forward to the Beijing Olympics, I think, to fulfill some achievements for the next couple of years. But he's only 24. I think he certainly has a bright future and will be a key focal point for the Chinese team for the next period of time. He really has played superbly today.
I'm sure he's hoping the coaches pick him as one of the 3 overage players. Zheng Ji, the captain's got a mortgage on one of those spots. It'll be interesting to see which way Radomir Dukovic goes. That was risky from Basim Abbas on a yellow card, just sliding in there. Xiao Haibin switches it up. Zhang Yaokun to Hao Junmin. And the assistant awards that free kick. I'm not sure if the man in the middle was going to give it, but the flag went up.
Good play from China. Controlling the ball. Patience. Retaining possession. Creating this opportunity.
Han Peng. Again, the focal point. Zheng Ji's handy in the air as well. There's often been niggle between these two teams. Dates back to the 2004 Asian Cup here in China. That quarter-final game where the Iraqi goalkeeper was sent off for punching a Chinese player. An all-in brawl erupted. Singaporean referee this time around gets it under control with a few calming words. Hao Junmin's delivery. Han Peng was at the back post. So too was Feng Xiaoting. Just slipped at the crucial moment. Hao Junmin thought his delivery was okay.
I think it went perfectly to plan. Just wasn't able to get that header back across goal there. I think he lost his footing there, or either mistimed his jump. But that was a good opportunity for China. It's a good set piece.
Zhang Yaokun finds Hao Junmin. Shooting. He's won a free kick now. They don't need to give away free kicks in that situation, Iraq. They could pay the ultimate price.
It's a little bit casual by Saad there. I don't think he expected the aggression of the Chinese attacker to run him down.
We're into stoppage time. Plenty of red shirts to aim at as China try and come up with an equaliser. Hao Junmin's delivery. Breaks for Zheng Ji, but cleared by Iraq. 3.5 minutes until they go joint top of Group 1 with Australia and Qatar. Sun Jiang aims for Han Peng again. Good nod down for his captain. Zheng Ji couldn't keep the shot down.
Tight marking by the Iraqi midfield there once again to deny Zheng Ji the opportunity to get away a shot.
Good refereeing again by Malik Abdul Bashir, telling the Iraqi defender to get back to his feet. Noor Sabri's clearance headed by Xiao Haibin. Iraq just prepared to pump it forward. Lu Jian, that wasn't really on. Bassem Abbas to the outside of the left, looking for Mahdi Karim.
The crowd have come to life all too late for China, unfortunately. They were certainly buoyed after the first goal.
Hao Junmin kept it in. Sadatir again, sloppy at the back. And he's going in the book. As much for repeated infringements as anything else. And now Iraq have a defensive headache ahead of next week's match against Qatar. Sadatir will be missing. That's his second yellow card of the campaign. Just 90 seconds before the referee blows the full-time whistle. They'll be hoping Jassim Golam will be fit to take his place in the centre of defence. What a chance for China. Another header won, but over by Han Peng, who dispersed with the bandages. Thought the bandages were a curse, but he couldn't keep that one down. What a frustrating night for Han Peng. Joint third on the goal scorers chart in the Chinese Super League in their young season. He's got 4 goals in the current campaign, and he could have easily had a couple tonight. We will wait to see if any other angles come forward to show whether any of those headers crossed the line from Han Peng.
Rather wasteful there by Ahmed Mohammed. Unnecessary to do that. He was trying to win the corner, of course, but possibly have taken it into the corner and just dwelled on the ball.
Zhang Yao Kun to Hao Junmin. The 4 minutes of stoppage time are up. And they've done it, Iraq. They've come from behind and they're coming with a wet sail in Group 1. They're up to 7 points alongside Australia and Qatar, who play later tonight, live here on Fox Sports. Kick-off at 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And where did it all go wrong for Radomir Dukovic and China, the great underachievers of Asian football? Their World Cup qualifying hopes officially over now. Nashad Akram came up with a classy winner after Ahmad Mohammed equalised with a textbook header. The man who got them 3 points against Australia last week to get their campaign back on track. And now they're every chance of going through from this group in the top two when they host Qatar next week. Adnan Hamad in his 5th spell in charge. He took them to 4th place at the Olympics back in 2004. But this would rank as one of his great achievements if he could get them through to the next stage after being bottom of the group just a week ago. At full time here in Tianjin, China 1, Iraq 2. Well, what about that? Iraq coming from behind, and we take a look at what it all means. Iraq in 3rd spot, but they're now level with Australia and Qatar on 7 points, who go round tonight. And their fate will be in their own hands, you'd think, next week when they host Qatar. But so much to play for tonight. The Socceroos in the heat of Doha. Can they get it done? Confirmation that China on 3 points are officially gone. So here's the big one. Qatar at home. They're a different team at home. They lost 3-0 at the Telstra Dome on match day 1, but they're a different side now. They take on the Socceroos from the Al Saad Club in Doha. Coverage with Andy and the crew from 1:30. Then Simon Hill and Robbie Slater will take you through the call on Fox Sports 3. So much to look forward to. But on behalf of Kimon Taliadoros, this is Brenton Speed saying goodbye for now.
Fox Sports production.